This is English shorthand dictation number 134 and the dictation speed is 140 words per minute. Ready? Start. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Sir, on behalf of my party, I wish to state that the Parliament is a supreme law-making body. Any legislation in this country should be passed only in this House. Only this House has the capacity to create laws. Sir, the representatives of civil society wanted a Lokpal. The government had also agreed for a Lokpal. There are only 5 contentious issues which the government has not accepted. One among those issues is to include the office of the Prime Minister within the purview of the Lokpal bill. There are 4 other issues which we have not discussed. In fact, when our party was in power, we had introduced one such bill in which we included the Chief Minister within the purview of the bill. Likewise, we had also requested the government to include the Prime Minister also within the scope of the Lokpal bill. There are different views on this issue. Some parties do accept that the office of Prime Minister should come within the scope of the Lokpal bill, and some parties do not accept that. Sir, there are other contentious issues. One issue is that for a similar crime, 2 people will be given 2 different punishments. For example, if a peon gets a bribe of rupees 50, he will be punished for 3 months, whereas if an IAS officer gets a bribe of rupees 50, he will be punished for 1 year. Likewise, the civil society wants different punishments to different people for a similar crime. Can we accept that? Is it not against the provisions of the Constitution? Is it not against the provisions of the criminal laws of this land? It is for this Parliament to go into the provisions of the Lokpal bill and decide on it. We have to go to the people after every 5 years and we have to face the people. We have to get elected. We have to tell the people what we have done in this House. But the civil groups do not have any accountability. They are not going to the people, but we are going to the people and we are responsible to the people of this land. The people have to elect us once again. So we should not lose our responsibility. We should not forego our responsibility to a group which is outside this House. Sir, there is ample scope even for the opposition parties to speak when the bill comes for discussion in this House. The bill has now been referred to the Standing Committee. The civil society and others can go to the Standing Committee and express their views on this bill. So they are not shunted out and they are also not kept away from this. I would only make a request that Parliament should not lose its right. Parliament should not give away its right of making legislation. This is a sort of pressure on Parliament. I can say that this is a sort of blackmailing and threatening Parliament, which means that the members of Parliament have failed in their duty. This is not proper, but at the same time I would only make a request that any peaceful agitation should be allowed. What had happened in Tamil Nadu when we were agitating against the government? We were not given permission. So the state government should be instructed to permit any peaceful agitation. In that way, this government should also impress upon the Delhi government to allow any peaceful agitation. But at the same time, we have to uphold the Constitution by not allowing the outside groups to put pressure on Parliament. Mr. Chairman, Sir, yesterday's incident reminds us of emergency days. It was nothing but a murder of democracy in our country. In a democratic country, people have the right to protest. The Prime Minister, in his statement, has stated that the bill has been introduced. It has been referred to the Standing Committee and therefore people have no right to protest and agitate. What happened yesterday? There was no provocation. The situation did not warrant the arrest of Shri Anna Hazare. He wanted to start his fast. He requested the government to allow him to hold his agitation in Jantar Mantar, but that was not allowed. We do not know what the reason might be and why he was not allowed. But when he was given the permission, he was allowed to hold his fast. Why were so many conditions imposed? Why was he asked to limit his program to 4 days? What was the problem? Why is the government intolerant? Whenever there is agitation against corruption, the government is intolerant. They had no hesitation in meeting with the protesters. 5 representatives from Anna Hazare's team and 5 ministers of the government discussed the issue continuously. They had several meetings, and when the dialogue failed, when they could not arrive at a conclusion or arrive at an agreement, the meeting of the political parties was called. The government forgot to consult the political parties before the government held dialogue with Anna Hazare. We all attended that meeting. We know the parliament has the right to make legislation. But when a bill is introduced in the parliament and you refer it to the standing committee, do the people not have the right to agitate or right to protest? This happened several times. The government cannot take away the right of the people to protest or to speak against any of the decisions of the government. In this particular case, the government is so intolerant. The Prime Minister has reminded us in his statement that as the bill has been introduced in Lok Sabha, if anybody has to say anything, they can place their views in the standing committee. We have the experience as to how many amendments of the standing committee are accepted by the government. It is because these are not mandatory but rather recommendatory. The bill which has been introduced and referred to the standing committee is weak and ineffective. If the institution of Lokpal is constituted under the proposed bill, it will not be able to tackle the problem of corruption. Our Prime Minister has said that corruption is like cancer and it must be rooted out. But the proposed Lokpal bill and the measures that the government has taken will not be able to tackle the problem of corruption. For the last 2 years, we have been discussing how the proliferation of corruption is taking place in high places in our country. To tackle this problem, there is need for an effective Lokpal, but the present bill is quite ineffective. Yesterday, when Anna Hazare was arrested, was there any problem of law and order? Was there any kind of violence? Since then, the entire nation is on the street. Thousands of people are coming out of their houses protesting against anti-democratic, autocratic and fascist action of the government. The support of the people is not for the individual. People are coming out because of the extent of corruption in high places. The people of the country are protesting against the corruption that is there in the high places. When thousands of people attended the protest in Delhi, police went and attacked them in midnight. We condemn the way the government has handled the situation as we condemn the way the democratic right of the people of our country was trampled upon. We condemn this undemocratic action of the government. We consider it murder of democracy in our country. People have inalienable right to protest. You cannot take away this right from them. Do people not have the right to protest or agitate? The government arrested Anna Hazare and put him behind the bar. The government wanted to keep him in the same jail where one former minister, another Congress leader, and one more member of parliament belonging to the ruling ally have been lodged. It has happened for the first time in our country since we attained independence. This has never happened before. A former minister is in jail for having indulged in corruption. A Congress leader is in jail, and a member of parliament belonging to an ally of the government is in jail. They have the right to indulge in corrupt practices, but people will not have the right to protest or agitate against corruption.